All right, good evening, everyone. This is the Air Conservation Commission meeting. It's Thursday, October 14th, 2021. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Act of 2021, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, public bodies otherwise governed by the open meeting law are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining Zoom. The meeting ID number is 840-4058-0886, or by calling 929-250-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Joanne Christoph, Conservation Agent, at jcrystoff@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 143, prior to the meeting. We have in attendance this evening, commissioners are Jen Amaya as a member. We have George Bacon as member, Jess Gugino as member clerk, Mark Phillips, vice chair, and myself, John Schmallenberger, as chair. Ms. Joanne Christoph is our conservation agent. And am I forgetting anything else from before at this point in time? Okay, we will get going. Do we have confirmation of agenda?
The only thing that we need to change on the agenda is the very last item, which for some reason got repeated in two different places on the agenda. And the public meeting for the Stratton Hill Conservation Analysis, those folks have asked to come to our next meeting and will not be present tonight.
Okay. Motion to confirm the agenda as amended.
So the duplication, though, are we doing the fertilizer first or last?
First.
Okay, thank you. Second.
Okay. Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Approved unanimously. Do we have approval of meeting minutes from September 23rd, 2021? Everyone have any, or does anyone have any changes or comments? Okey doke. So hearing none, a motion to approve the meeting minutes for September 23rd, 2021 as written.
George, you're on mute.
Yeah, I can't hear you, George.
Still can't hear you. You're still on mute.
By George?
Yeah.
How about somebody else?
Oh, wait, I think you just
So
done.
moved.
Okay.
Second.
There you go. Okay. It was moved by Mark Phillips and seconded by Jenna Maya. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. It's approved unanimously. Do we have a payables report?
Not this time.
No payables report. Very good. Public input. This is the time in our meeting we are inviting citizens who are listening or viewing, if they have any comments they would like to make concerning the meeting or anything else. Okey doke. Hearing none, we will move on. Our first item this evening is the discussion of fertilizer use bylaw warrant at our fall town meeting. October 25th, 2021. Was anyone wish to speak on this right now?
Just that it's on the warrant, and John is our fearless leader. I expect you might have to do a short presentation.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
I'm going to invite you to come up with me, Jess.
I will be happy to.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all. We just had to get that on the record. And
Yeah. We met, or we were invited onto the agenda at the select board last meeting, and just pitched our case, and we had good enthusiasm from the town members that showed up, and we had unanimous approval from the select board to go ahead. So that was encouraging. We'll see what happens.
yes.
Anyone else have any comments? Okey-doke. Our next item this evening is a discussion on the administrative approval process. Jen, you were working on this, right?
Yeah, with great input from Joanne and George and some, I believe, the Harvard agent. And I sent the draft over. I think Joanne sent that out to everybody. So at this point, if there's any other adjustments, I'm happy to make them now. Otherwise, if we can approve that, I think, or we approved it at our last meeting. So maybe we just need to confirm.
I don't know that we did officially approve it.
Did we? Couldn't
I don't
remember.
think so. I don't think so.
No, I spoke with George about this, and George, it was your feeling that we would just need to vote to accept this as a document that we have to use to get our work done.
No, that's right. I don't think we need to make it a full regulation.
We don't need to do a regulation.
That's
Wait.
right.
Okay. So you were the one who first put that ugly thought into our heads.
Any other comments about this document?
The only other thing that I'd suggest, I know we've changed everything to say applicant, which is great. But if somebody is doing it, if an applicant is let's say the contractor or the firm doing it for somebody else, should we add a line up at the top just to say, well, I mean, we have the address, but be it property owner's address and or contact number should maybe get added.
Is this ever going to be used for a type of project where the contractor would be applying? I feel like this is always going to come from the homeowner.
Yeah, that's how I'm planning to use this, is only from a homeowner. And there's the new line that says, if you're using an outside company, who are you using?
Okay.
You know, a homeowner could contract to get the work done, but all of this would be completed by the homeowner.
Property owner. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see any reason we would ever accept one of these from a contractor.
Okay. All right. That's fine then. As long as that's what we're going to do. That's good. Thanks.
Anything else?
I had one thought on the front page on number 3. It says, does your proposed project include tree removal near the wetlands or in the buffer zone? Shouldn't we say in the wetlands or in the buffer zone?
That makes more sense. And I'm sorry, George, because I know you made some changes, but it was hard for me to see what was done. So if I missed that, my apologies, but I'll make that change and Joanne send you over the new one.
So cross out near and put in the.
Yes.
Okay.
Done and done.
Anything else?
So does this, if somebody was just adding soil to their lawn in the buffer zone, which is a lot of yards in town, and you're just spreading it, we'd still want to go through this?
I can't imagine anybody would ever come to us asking permission to do that, even though they probably should. Nobody has in the 4 years I've been here.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
so we'll just leave that.
Okay.
Anything else?
Good to me.
Motion to approve the request for administrative administrative approval document as amended.
So moved.
Second,
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
aye.
Chair votes aye. Is passed unanimously.
Well, this is great. It's gonna take take quite a bit off of all of our collective plates, being able to use this. So thank you all.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Joanne, it'll be in your email. I'm sending it over now.
Okay, thanks, Jen.
Our next item then is a discussion on the draft ad for temporary part-time assistant for conservation administrator. How is that coming?
I have nothing to report.
I think Robert's last email said he was going to get back to you, John, and Joanne this week. So
It's coming to
That's-
an end pretty quick.
it is. So maybe a nudge.
Nudge, okay. I'll send him an email. I got a couple of things I want to talk to him about.
The last email that I'd sent it off with this, basically the final version, I had requested input on the, the pay rate and things like that, which I believe all of you saw. So
Yeah.
yeah, outside of whatever response we get there, and we've done nothing else editorially on it, I guess.
Nope, nope. It's hard. It just is a process that requires nudges.
Okay. We'll nudge away.
Yeah.
Anything else on this discussion? Yep, we got to get this going. We need to get it going.
Yep.
Our next item this evening is a public meeting, and we will open this public meeting under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Air Wetlands Bylaw. It is a request for determination of applicability at number 7 Mountain View Avenue, Pat Hall. Pat Hall is with us this evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would just ask George, as the disinterested elder, I'm Pat's neighbor, so I have no financial interest in this, but do you think I should recuse myself?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're listed as an abutter, aren't you?
Yeah, actually I am. Okay,
I would agree.
okay. So may I, with everybody's permission, recuse myself? I'll blank out my screen and mute myself, but is it okay if I continue taking minutes?
Of course.
Please.
I'm going to disappear for a minute then.
Thank you, Jess. All right, Pat, why don't you explain a little bit what you would like to do?
Okay, and I'm assuming that you have seen the photo and the sketch that I submitted. So
think
you are familiar with about what I'm talking about?
Everyone has seen this document? Okay,
So I've had this short retaining wall down on my beach for many, many years. And it was made of wood, probably, I'm guessing at the time was a pressure treated wood. And the purpose of it was to hold the sand back on my beach area, because every year or so, the sand would wash into the pond, and then we bring in more sand, and then the same thing would happen. Plus, it also helps with a banking that I have leading down to the beach that has grass and trees and stuff in it too. So it's been there, like I said, for many, many years, but in the last couple of years, it has started to deteriorate and fall apart. And then in the last year itself, it's gotten even worse, where pieces have come off and floated away. So I really need to do something with it. But I also want to make sure whatever I do is the right thing for the pond. I've lived in Ayer my whole life, and the pond is important to me. So what I'm coming to you for, aside from, is it okay for me to do something about this? And if so, what would you recommend me using as something to replace it? And I wouldn't want to make it any taller. It's about 14 inches tall now. I wouldn't want to make it any higher. I don't want to change it in any way. I just want to have something in place of it to continue to hold the sand back for me.
Have you been in touch with any contractors?
I have two that I had an initial conversation with, both of them, and I told them that I needed to talk with you guys before doing anything. And both of them said to be back in touch with them once I heard from you as a committee. The two that I've talked with is Manning Tree and Landscape in Acton, and then Dan Stutz out of Littleton Earthworks. And Littleton Earthworks has been the most responsive, saying, based on where it is, you need to be really careful about what materials you use and all that. One of the issues that I'm going to have, I know, if I move forward with something on this, is there's no access for any type of heavy equipment to get down there and do this. It's all got to be manual labor, because there's just no access from my yard goes down a full set of stairs to the beach. So they couldn't get a tractor or any type of equipment down there. But they said that they would come and look at it once I had a go-ahead of some kind from this committee.
So you haven't talked about materials that.
No, I asked about that. I said, what do you think? Should it be wood? Should it be stone? Stone would be great. But they both said, well, it depends on what the committee says you can use. And they said they'd give me an estimate on what the job would cost, but not until I could tell them what they would be allowed to use.
Yep. Any other commissioners have questions?
And just looking at the pictures, I just want to understand the makeup of the wall.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the one that has the picture that has the pole with the rope wrapped around it. It looks like a possibly little step area, maybe.
Yes.
So is it a railroad tie behind the planks of wood?
No, it's it's more, there's wood going horizontally behind the wood going up and down. And it's not a railroad tie. I think it's just a thick piece of wood. I don't know if it's a 2x4 behind there. I don't know.
Okay, so right now, you believe that it's, I guess if you're looking at me, right? So you've got it's a piece of wood, and then another piece of wood sitting on top of it, and everything down like where my face is on the screen is all like just all sand underneath there.
There's I'm looking at the picture. There's the pieces of wood that you're looking at that are vertical going up and down.
Yeah.
And you'll see some of them in one of the pictures, not the one with the post with the rope on it, but the one to the left of it. You can see where some of the pieces have come off, and behind them, there's horizontal wood behind the vertical wood, and then behind the horizontal pieces, that's where all the sand is.
Okay, is it multiple layers of the horizontal? I guess that's my question.
I think it's probably 2 or 3 horizontal pieces of wood on top of each other.
Okay, all right.
And then the vertical pieces were more to finish it, I'm assuming just to finish it and hold the horizontal pieces in place.
And do you happen to know how far down the horizontal pieces go into the sand? 6 inches, a foot, 3 feet?
I don't think they go very far because even now there's still some sand that seeps underneath.
Okay.
I think that the vertical pieces are the ones that go down deeper, that hold, they go down deeper, and where it's seeping through is where they've broken off.
Okay.
Any other questions from commissioners? Citizens? I think we should set up a site walk to come take a look. I know Joanne would much prefer to do a Tuesday afternoon, if we
Mhm.
could do that.
Yep, that's fine for me.
How about this next, or this coming Tuesday? Are we, any commissioners?
John, one thing for this Tuesday is if it's possible to be after 2 o'clock.
It would probably be more like 4:30,
Okay,
5
okay.
o'clock.
Yep, yep.
I'm guessing.
Mhm.
Um, what can you all do?
I can't do this Tuesday, but I will trust in your wisdom for those who can.
I'm the same as Jen.
You cannot?
So John, I could, it'd be like 4:45 probably time. That would
Okay.
probably just be yourself and myself and Joanne, since Jess is recusing.
I can do it Tuesday.
Yeah, 4:45 would be fine.
Okay.
Does that work for you, Pat?
Yep, that's fine.
4:45. Okay. Then we'll see you on next Tuesday at 4:45.
All right, thank you.
Thanks very much,
Okay.
Pat.
Bye.
All right. And our next item this evening is a public meeting, and we will open this public meeting under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Air Wetlands Bylaw. This is an RDA at 20 Oak Ridge Drive. Mr. Edward Kelly. Is Mr. Kelly with us this evening? Is that the telephone I'm seeing?
He was going to call in. Ed, can you hear us? Let's see.
Hello.
There
Oh,
you
Hello.
Hi, Ed. Is that you?
Hi. That's me. I'm here. Sorry.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, I think.
You think? Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
We are opening this public meeting to talk about your project. And can you
Yep.
tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. After living here for 50 years, I figured out that my trees grow pretty big. I've got a couple of pine trees directly behind my house, and one of them has been decimated by a pileated woodpecker. And I've got the one beside it, the branches are beginning to get over to the roof, which I just soon not have them hanging over the roof. And then I have another tree that the lightning has struck, and I'm not sure it can survive, but maybe one of you guys can tell me that. And I also have one, and it's leaning at about a 15 to 20 degree angle towards the house. In fact, I have two that are leaning towards the house. And I just, if I'm going to do it, I'd like to get them all cleaned up at once.
So you have 5 altogether?
Let's see, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5, maybe 6. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see, 3 of them are closer to the water. The other 3 are away from the water, out closer to the road on the side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
but they're all leaning towards the house is my problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, not a good thing. What's your time frame? Are you thinking about having these removed?
Well, I'm thinking of having them done during the winter because I've got to figure out too. I've got a sewer line that goes in beside the house that on that side, so I'm not sure. Just the back ones are fine, but the one on the side I'm not sure about. That's why I'm gonna have to get somebody to tell me. Have the tree surgeons tell me whether they can do it. I would assume we'd do it in the winter time when it's frozen, the ground's frozen.
Mhm.
And the trunks would be, or the root system would be staying in place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think we need to do a site walk
Yep.
and take a look at what you got.
Okay.
We already have one set up for next Tuesday.
Yeah.
If we could just kind of double up, and after hers is at 4:45, I can't imagine that's going to take too long at her house. So maybe 5:15.
You can do that, or you can come before. It's up to you.
I think, well, probably not before,
Okay.
just to accommodate Mark.
Okay.
I'd say 5:15, John.
So 5:15.
Yep.
Does that work for
Yeah,
you,
that's
Jeff?
fine with me. As long as you get here before dark, right? That's fine.
And I can make that one.
You can make that one, Jess?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5:15.
Yep.
Okay.
15.
See.
All right. Thank you. And
See
we
you
will.
5:15 on Tuesday.
Yes, sir. We'll see you then.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. Next item this evening is a public meeting that we will open under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Ayer Wetlands Bylaw. It is an RDA at 30 Central Avenue, Neshoba Associated Board of Health, Jim Gaffrey. Do we have Jim with us this evening? I see a name. Are you with us, Jim?
It is
Yes, I
working.
am. I'm early. I just figured I would show up, see where you guys were at in the meeting.
Here we are.
Great.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the time of your meeting tonight.
Sure, of course. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Sure. I could try to share a screen if that works, or do you guys all have the plan, or?
Well,
I've got a plan.
yeah,
We need-
they should have the plan, but it might
Okay.
be good if you could share the screen.
Okay.
You just have to turn that on 1 sec.
Okay.
All right, you should be good.
Okay. And share. So here's, let's see that. And then, oh, I guess. I'm not very good at this. So let's see, share screen. There we go. Share. Okay, so can you see the plan?
Yep.
Great. So this is the little brick building down on Central Ave, our office building. And we have this gravel parking lot on the other side of us that is just horrible as far as trying to maintain in the wintertime. There's a big pile of dirt behind our dumpster. It's all the dirt I think we've ever put on that parking lot to try to level it out. Every winter it gets plowed up and put up in the back. The other reason is we get puddles in areas. The trees are shading over the parking lot. We're trying to make a safer parking lot. And right now, when it rains, the water ends up right down on the road here. So we're trying to accomplish a whole bunch of things. One is we'd like to pave the lot so we could treat it better, plow it better, plow it more efficiently. And then hopefully try to take some of the water that's running off our current parking lot into the road and get it into this little dip area here. So anything that's in it may be able to settle out before it gets, right now the water comes down, goes along the curb and ends up in that catch basin. What we're trying to do is give it a place to go before that. So kind of minimize some of the issue on the road, any of the kind of the dirt or whatever's coming off our road too. So that's really what we're trying to do is pave our existing parking lot.
And also, you're going to create that little retention area?
Yeah, that would be part of this, putting this parking lot in there that would create this little, it's a riprap retention area. It's about a foot deep.
Okay. And where on here is are the buffer zones?
So
Um,
there's the, but
The intermittent stream is shown in blue to the left, and I scaled it out today. It's just about exactly 50 feet from the intermittent stream to the left-hand edge of the proposed parking lot. And the proposed parking lot is about 50 feet wide. So the 100-foot buffer is just about the right-hand edge of the proposed parking lot.
So that
So-
rip area is going to be well within the 50.
yes,
Okay.
again, one of our thoughts, and it was certainly open to, is that right now all that water runs from the parking lot right into the catch basin. It comes right down that gutter line. We figured having this area here might actually be able to provide some settling before it hits the brook.
Yep.
I did talk to the town planner about this today because the Conservation Commission is not the stormwater authority
Okay,
in Ayer. The planning board is.
okay,
And Mark was gonna have to go through the new stormwater, new updated stormwater regulations to see if this might need site plan. He wasn't sure, and so but he's got a copy of this plan now, and you know, you may have to do a concurrent sort of thing with the planning board, depending on what he decides.
okay.
Jim, so the pitch of the whole parking lot, your plan, I guess it's hard for me to tell at the moment, but is the expectation that it's going to be coming towards the road, but at the same time pitched down towards that that riprap area that you're proposing, or is only a portion of it of the parking lot planned to be, pitched that way?
So here are the proposed grades here on the solid line. So the idea would be is to try to get the water to pitch down along this curb and then end up in that riprap area.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I suppose moisture at the 101 line all the way to the, the closest to the building, the likelihood of it getting over there might be a little bit challenged, but okay. I guess at least in going forward, I assume, John, you're probably going to want to do a site visit on this too, but Jim, if you could be sure to change the designation of the intermittent stream to actually say intermittent stream, that would be much appreciated.
Sure.
And right now it is basically gravel and dirt, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have a lot of runoff now, or is it percolating down through that generally? Is only a, when we have a heavy, deluge of water that it's actually, streaming down?
When we have enough water that the puddles that you it's not as level as we'd like anymore. As those puddles fill, it runs right down into the street. It's pitched that way.
Can you tell me, Jim, that in the back where it has that proposed concrete block retaining wall, it's less than
Right
4,
here.
I guess, right?
Yep.
Yeah, is that 3 feet-ish?
Yeah, about 2.5 feet top to bottom.
Yep.
So from here to here would be 2.5 feet. The grade goes up behind it.
Yep. Okay.
And right now the dumpster's about here and it's in the way of some of the parking. So that's what, try to cut that back, get the dumpster out of the parking lot.
Mhm. Any other questions or comments from commissioners?
Mm-mm.
From anyone viewing or listening? Jim, we have a couple of sidewalks set up for next Tuesday. Would
Okay,
that be possible For you and the commissioners that are involved?
what time did you set that up?
Would be about 5:45. Is that gonna be getting dark?
Not yet. No.
So Tuesday's just 5:45?
5:45? Would that work?
On the 19th?
Yep.
Okay,
That'd probably be fine.
Okay. I think the one at Pat Hall's will be quick. Looking at the trees, it should be pretty quick. So maybe we can get,
Yeah, maybe closer to 5:30, but just,
we can
Right.
try. 5:30.
yeah, I'll be here. I'll just end the day here, so whenever.
Okay, then we will see you next Tuesday on the 19th between 5:30, 5:45.
Great,
And-
Jim, hey, just one last question.
Sure.
I know we had entertained this back, was it 6 months, 8 months ago?
2018.
It was that long ago? Really?
Yeah,
Okay. Is this essentially the same? Did we have a plan at that time, or was it just a?
this was essentially the same plan, yeah.
Okay.
Time flies, huh, Mark?
Okay. Yep.
And Joanne, did you have a sense when when we might hear back from Mark Garshenbo?
I would imagine by Tuesday, we might have heard back from him.
Joanne, do you know that they typically do a site walk too? Would he want to join us?
Oh, I bet he would love to join us. Yeah, why don't I ask him if he'd like to come?
And that way he can, it might push him to make sure that he looks into it if he's going to come with us.
Yeah, good point.
That's a good idea.
Mhm.
All right, anything else? Okay, Jim, see you next
Great.
Tuesday.
Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for coming, appreciate it.
You have a good evening.
You too.
Take care.
Next item this evening is a public meeting that we will open under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Air Wetlands Bylaw. It is a conservation analysis of Stratton Hill.
No, we amended the agenda.
Yep.
to
Oh, we're just going to open and continue. Right?
Well, it's just a public meeting, so
It's public meeting.
it's just postponed.
Just going to postpone. Okie dokie.
Yep.
Let that one go. Our next item this evening is a public hearing that we will open under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Air Wetlands Bylaw. It is a notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, Lot A, DEP file number 100-0461. Sir?
Yeah.
How are you, Joe?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. Have you received the orders of conditions for
Uh,
Lot A?
No, that's,
We got the drafts, Joe? And made
oh,
some
yeah, I
comments on those?
apologize. Yes, yeah, we got those. I apologize. I misunderstood.
And you had time to review those?
Yes.
Any comments or questions?
We provided Joanne with some comments. One or two things were typographic in nature. The form didn't seem to be populating the file number up in the upper box, the DEP form, and there was a couple of other language items, but pretty minor stuff on balance. I don't know if Joanne had an opportunity to incorporate those or consider all those.
Well, those comments came into my office at about 20 minutes of 4 this afternoon. So no, I have not. I read them quickly, but they've not been incorporated into the drafts. Alex also had a comment. I sent this out on Tuesday and didn't hear back from anybody, so I asked Alex again today if he'd had a chance to review, and so the comments were very late getting to the office and they have not been incorporated.
I think they're minor in nature in that, again, I had, I think, 4 items, one of which is the file number on the form, and one was just clarity on whether it was permanent. There was a condition, I think 12A talks about permanent versus biodegradable flagging tape. And it seemed self-contradictory. That was the main thing, I think. And then just a parenthetic reference to lots A and B being a part of the open space subdivision, and they're actually A&R lots, but really Scrivener stuff, Scrivener's items rather than substantive stuff, I believe.
Yes, true. Although the plans are part of the subdivision plan set.
Well, we provided the individual plans for lot A and lot B.
Right, and I incorporated those also
Okay.
into the special condition. The part where we put the plans.
Yeah.
Well, commissioners, because we are back in Zoom land here, and we're back in the part of the program where I sign on your behalf. I can look at these changes tomorrow morning, and I'm a tiny bit uncomfortable because the commissioners haven't seen these changes. But it's up to the commissioners if you think that the description of these changes are so minor that I could just go ahead and make them and then sign on your behalf. That's up to you.
So regarding 12A, I guess what's the question on that? As I'm reading it, it identifies that they need to be biodegradable, not just plain old degradable or UV degradable or oxo degradable or oxo biodegradable, but just biodegradable. So is the question, what exactly is the question?
Are they, is that supposed to be for the replacement flags? It references replacement flags ahead of that in the paragraph, I believe. So it's not clear whether, do you want all the flags torn out and put biodegradable flags put in, or just replace flags should be biodegradable? That's what confused me.
Okay, yeah, I'm reading it as any reflagging. So you've already flagged, it is what it is, but if you have to reflag, then they would have to be biodegradable.
Then it may read actually adequately, in that regard. It was a little confusing because clearly the stuff out there was winter weight because we want it to be durable so they wouldn't disappear on us mid-project.
Okay, yep, so that's that one. And you indicated something about the the number. So, that seems inconsequential.
Yeah.
What were the other 2 items?
Let's see, here we go.
Thing on the A&R lots.
Oh yeah, just in the and also just under B3 in the orders, there's it just wasn't filled in 50 foot. It says the minimum distance between the resource area and the work, and there was nothing there. It should be a 50 foot, I think, is the minimum distance consistently with lot A and B. That's in section B.3.
In the special
of the form, I'm sorry, the form.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have that open.
Yep, that was just an oversight on my part.
Yeah, I'm not being critical. I was just trying to point it out. That's all.
Okay. So Joanne, you see no issue with that. And then what was the last one?
The last one was just in the preamble to the special conditions, second paragraph. It just references it as a component of the open space residential subdivision. And actually, I mean, even though it's geographically shares borders and was derived from the same parent property or set of properties, they're just actually A&R lots, which is, I don't think we object too much to that phrasing staying in there because it really doesn't have any regulatory significance. It's more just commentary.
Yeah, I can take that out.
Yeah, I think that's just sort of our boilerplate, right, Joanne? And it just, yeah, we can.
Well, wasn't really an oversight. It's just how it's represented on the big plan set, but I'm happy to take it out.
Well, if in the plan, as you said, even the A&R lots are identified as part of that, then it should probably match up then, right?
Well, they're identified as Lot A and B on the definitive subdivision plan for this open space residential development.
Okay, so then that sounds like that should stay then the way that it is, and it shouldn't be scratched then, is how I would read that.
Yeah, it's up to you all. I'm happy to do it either way.
Well, wouldn't it fix it by just putting in these are A&R lots associated, like we have in the agenda? They're specify their A&R lots that are associated with the subdivision, but it doesn't say they're part of it.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay with that, John?
Okay with me. Anyone else have any comments?
Jen, what do you think?
I think that's fine. And I'm fine with Joanne, you signing off on it. It sounds like they're all legit. If when you're looking at it tomorrow, something pops out and you're like, oh my gosh, no, I would appreciate a heads up, but I'm fine with it.
Okay, well, I will make the changes and then I will let the commissioners know. And we'll take it from there.
Okay. George, you're good?
I'm good.
Anything else?
No. Thanks, Joanne.
Okay, is there a motion? What?
Oh, I
A
just said,
motion to approve Lot A, I'm sorry, a motion to approve the orders of conditions on Lot A, DEP file number 100-0461 as amended.
I'll move.
Second?
We'll do a roll call vote. It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
And now, John, do we have to vote to allow Joanne to sign it, or is that already taken care of as part of that process and form?
It's probably still, it was never closed, right?
yeah, you all signed the certificate of vote authorizing me to sign. I will double check the certificate of vote. I don't think it said during the state of emergency only.
Well, would it be hard thing to just do a quick motion right now to reaffirm the certificate of vote? So long as we were meeting remotely because of the pandemic? That would just clean it up.
Yeah.
You want to make that a motion, Jess?
Move to reaffirm the certificate of vote that we allowing Joanne to sign on our behalf during the period where we're meeting remotely because of the pandemic. You've
Second.
already signed it, but yeah.
Seconded.
All right, it was, we'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
aye,
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. All right, so motion to close the public hearing. Notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, DEP file number, or Lot A, DEP file number 100-0461.
so moved,
Second.
Motion was made by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
aye,
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. We will move on to our next item this evening. It is a public hearing that we will open under the Wetland Protection Act and the Air Wetlands Bylaw. Notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, Lot B. And it is DEP file number 100-0462. Same issues with Lot A?
Yeah, they're identical. I think just the 50-foot, the reference to the subdivision, the tape, I think tape issue has been resolved by rereading and explanation, and the fourth item, file number, just, it seemed like the form was misbehaving on Joanne a little. The DEP Word document form wasn't autofilling or something.
Okay. Any issues with that, Joanne?
Not at all.
Any issues, commissioners?
Mm-mm.
Done.
Motion? Nope. Okay, is there a motion to approve the orders of conditions at 0 Washington Street, Lot B, DEP file number 100-0462 as amended?
so moved,
Second.
Okay, it was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
aye,
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. Motion to, go ahead.
Go ahead. And just one quick question.
Yep.
Just on our special conditions, we do have that thing about inspection of the erosion controls. I think there was a little confusion on that, but Joe, you're clear that erosion controls and stuff have to be inspected before work?
Yes, and I believe Joanne's already done all the inspections, all the silt fences up.
Okay, good. Anything else? Motion to close the public hearing. Notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, Lot B, DEP file number 100-0462.
so moved,
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
aye,
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay,
So I guess, Mr. Chen, just Joanne, when do you think I could come by and acquire these?
I could have them ready by 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Or I can just put them in the mail, certified mail to Alex, because he's got to record them before you can start work.
I'll just take it to him. I'll save the lovely town of Air the postage. So every dollar counts. So I'm happy to pick them up. So.
And it could take a week with the way the mail's been lately.
Yeah. So again, I drive by the town hall multiple times a day. So I'm happy if you want to leave them out somewhere for me to pick them up or whatever. It's easy for me to grab.
Well, I'm going to plan to have them finished by 1:30, and town hall closes at 2 on Fridays. So
You tell me. All right. So you just plan on swinging by like 1:45 or something, or?
Yeah, well, or 1:30. I'll be
All right.
done by 1:30.
That's fine. I'll grab them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We can close these now.
Next item this evening is a discussion Panther Place OSRD subdivision permitting process and timetable. Is Alex with us?
Alex
No,
is
he's
not
not.
here this evening.
Okay, so can you explain what you're proposing?
Brian, do you want to bring up the plan?
Yeah, can I share,
Go ahead.
whoops, not that plan. Maybe it's over here. Just a second. There it is. Can I share the screen, Joanne?
Jen, are you all set for him to share the
It's-
screen?
Yep, it's still on.
Okay, yep.
So I want to share screen one. Let me see. No, let's see, share screen. Can you see the site plan now?
Yes.
Great, okay, we're halfway there. And the question from the chairman was prior, what do we want to do? Is that essentially?
Exactly.
We have the 13 lots that are jurisdictional, A and B here. If you can see my cursor.
Brian, you should probably zoom in a little bit.
Okay, yep. That better?
Yeah.
For the views.
Mhm.
So A and B, we've checked off, they're, again, from the shared parent property, so those are no longer in play, or at least in terms of the public hearing process. Then we have lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lots on the other side that are buffer zone only. And some of these are grading, and some of these are building structure within the 100-foot, but outside the 50-foot. The plan's been annotated here. This is the erosion control plan. That's slightly updated. It shows the boulder placement at the 50-foot per the discussions on lots A and B and implicitly on these lots with the commission. It also shows iconography of a continuous silt fence that has been installed out there for turtle exclusion already to date. Even though the icons are kind of look blocky like a hay bale, there's actually no hay bales specified here. There's reserve silt socks as needed, but the entirety of the project, both upland, wetland, or upland buffer zone and non-buffer zone, has been sequestered with the siltation fence installed by S&M Farms. And as you know, they do a very good job of that. So that'll be the primary erosion control and limit of work definition, and also serve as a turtle exclusion barrier for the remainder of this month, as well as beginning next April through the 2022 growing season. You can see on lot 1 and 2, we have the boulders memorialize or iconographize on these lots at the 50-foot. And we also have signage indicators here, here, here. So there's 3 in this vignette here. Signs that'll be the same linguistic or same language as those for lot A and B. And those will be, I guess we'll be acquiring those through the commission for their placement. So we
Yeah,
have,
we have, I have to take an inventory to see how many we have, but
yeah, we can certainly, obtain more, have more manufactured on through your or independent, whatever works the most seamlessly. Also, similarly, on the southerly lots, I apologize for that. We have boulders indicated at the 50-foot or slightly beyond, and the sign indicated sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here. And Joseph and I have discussed this, not at length, but we've discussed it. We want all the information that was related to conservation on a single plan, so that there's never an opportunity for anything to slip through the cracks during the build out process. Joe will have control of this, but he's not going to be on the site every day, all day. And we want to make sure that nobody has to fish or filch for plans. I don't know what's going on with my phone here. So this plan will be kind of the master element for the signage, the erosion control, the limit of work throughout the entire project. There's of course another 20 odd supporting plans, but this updated plan showing the signage locations as well as the boulder locations will serve to avoid any shortfalls. We think, and we're very conscientious of that. We don't want to have to fix something after the fact here. So this will just simply take the place of the existing EX1 erosion and sedimentation and plan that's in the plan set now. Virtually nothing else has changed on the subdivision since the prior submittal, right, Joe?
Correct. Minor tweaks of aligning the erosion to the clearing limits, very, very minor.
Yeah. But this will be the prevalent plan or the prevailing
Yeah,
plan.
and that's why there's literally one roll on the job site. And as we work through it, everybody knows what's going on, opposed to handing somebody a separate document, which can present problems for logistics of where is that document. So
Yeah, we've Joe and I, I'm sure, have been both on projects where the plans slip through the cracks. Somebody's, even though they're supposed to be on site and everybody's supposed to have copies, and it just doesn't happen, and we'd rather avoid that potentiality, and this is an easy solution for it.
and then also too, that everybody, if they have any other comments, it's all the information's in one place, one document that can be referred to.
People have comments about this?
So lower left corner, I see the boulder size. I thought when we were out there, didn't we discuss they'd be 2 feet, not 1.5 feet minimum size?
And that's what it says, right? Install boulders minimum 1.5 foot diameter, 8 foot on center, limit of clearing.
No, what I'm saying is I thought we said not 1.5 foot, but actually 2 foot minimum diameter. Did we not? Maybe I just thought that in my mind, but I thought we
We had talked about it.
That's fine. What I already know what's out there, and stuff out there is bigger than 1.5 feet. So the stuff
we
that
can-
it's no problem. We can change it to 2.
Yep, the bigger the better.
Well, because if you look over, there's an old stone wall that was there. It's actually it's on the left side of your screen right now. So that old field stone wall is what we're going to be using primarily. So there's nothing there that's under 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So
Yeah, those weren't hand placed boulders. Those were dragged by oxes or something.
oh yeah. No, you got to be a pretty big dude to move those around. So no problem. You want to change it to, this is why we're here. If you want to change it to make sure that's minimum of 2 feet, no problem. No problem at all.
Yes, please. Yeah, because like you said, you're not going to be on site all the time.
No,
So
this
whoever's
is
doing the work. I want to make sure that they'd say, well, the plan says minimum 1.5 feet or whatever. So
no, and that's exactly why we're here right now. So if you prefer saying 2 feet, we're gonna say it says 2 feet. So yeah.
we're going to be sending Joanne out there every other day with a caliper to measure them.
All right, fine. As long as she can lift them, that's fine. So no problem.
She's going to take a big caliper.
Yeah, no problem. 2 feet. Again, I know it's out there. So 2
Thank
feet
you.
small. Yeah, there's the stuff over there. It's not a problem. So we can say minimum 2 feet. No problem.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'll get that note to Ben tomorrow, Joe.
Mhm. Yeah,
Or
it's
you
fine.
or I can make sure just so you
Yeah.
can make the plan while it's still fresh. A plan
Sure.
change.
No problem.
So on lots A and lot B, I think on lots A and B, I think the boulders were also closer together than 8 feet. That's, or were they? I don't
yeah.
have the extracted plan home here with me.
I think I do here. Let's see.
think we may have said 6 feet.
I just closed them. It should be here.
And if we
Definitely would
did,
want it to
we
be the
should,
same.
Let me go to history in Adobe. There we go. Is that on screen one here? Is the commission can see that?
no, this is still,
I'd probably have to do something with the sharing again here.
Just drag the lot A or B over to the same screen where the.
It is, but it does, it's funny here. Here we go. New share. It's even though it's on screen one, now I think you can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we can see it. Yeah, can you zoom
What
in
do
on
we
that?
have? What do we say there?
Yeah, 1.5 at 8, on center. And I think we'll voluntarily make that too, you know.
Yeah, it's all gonna be on the same sheet. But if the board, if it gives you a comfort level that we go 6, it's fine.
On the, looking at our minutes for August 26th on Lot A,
Mhm.
we had discussed at least the boulders be at least 2 feet in diameter and spaced 6 feet apart.
Okay,
So that was what we had said on that.
Thanks,
no
Joe.
problem. No problem.
Yeah, so if we can change that on A, B, and then the other thing you're just showing,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
No problem.
We're still not gonna run out of boulders, yeah.
No, and 6 and 8's not gonna put me out, so we're fine. So,
Anything else with this?
I'm gonna close this, I think, and
And we put a note on there that the sign location to be determined by the commission.
What was that, George?
Sign location to be determined by the commission.
well, I think that's what we were trying to do now, is that the commission wants to make comments on the plan of where they want the signs, and we'll show it on the plan where the signs will be.
Well, you really can't tell looking at a plan. I mean, I think it's best to be out there and get a better idea of where's the best place.
what we might do as just to logistically not, you know, tax Joanne's time, we could have a numeric number of signs and put dummy positions up there and maybe do a singular walkthrough with Joanne if she agrees that the placement is good, rather than do it on a piecemeal lot basis. I don't know.
That's fine.
Because we don't intend to skimp on the signs or to, you know, try to dodge that obligation by any means, but we don't want to have 30 signs on each lot.
Right.
But, you know, I think hopefully the bowlers will stand alone as a reference point, and the signs will just be the kind of backup for anybody who's curious enough to go poking. Many of these are going to be moderately distant from the houses. So.
Yeah. There was one location where you've got the sign right in the back corner of the lot rather than in the middle. So we may want to consider moving it more towards the middle of the lot.
In this example, you mean?
Yeah,
Because we have one here,
yeah, not this.
then one here, we thought, but yeah, again,
Yeah.
we can
Oh,
field adjust those. That's not going to be
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as we
Yeah,
do
I
it before the post goes in the ground, that's not a problem.
right. But just like Mark said, you know, you want to have the freedom to move it and not get into a fight because it's on the
Right.
plan here and that's where it's going.
no, that's fine. Again, we're trying to just come up with an efficient way of doing this. That's all.
And I think, does it say typical, let me see, install signs to be, signage to be approved by Air Conservation Commission. So I think that already kind of gives coverage that a sign needs to be bona fide or endorsed by the commission before it, can be a permanent feature.
I mean,
When do you anticipate putting the signs in? Like soon or no?
well, no, actually, I was just thinking, and maybe Joanne can agree or disagree with my thought, is would it be something as simple as we're finishing a house and I called Joanne, you know, to do a final inspection. And at that point, Joanne tells me where she wants the signs and, we put them right then and there at that time. It's gonna be the 3 signs per lot or whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's
something
kind of
like
what I
that.
was thinking. That's what I was concerned because it almost sounded like you wanted to put these in like now, and it just didn't seem quite right yet.
No, just it's more of just a reference that on the plan, we should know that, okay, in the back of this lot, there's gonna be 3 signs, which locations to be determined by the conservation agent. That's all.
And I wasn't thinking it out that there are, a lot of the work is gonna be conjoined, but the individual certificates of compliance are gonna be one by one, roll on the dial. So it makes sense, as Joe just said, to, just do it as a last stage. There's not gonna be anybody living there until the certificate of compliance is, well, could be in cases, but I think it's Joe's intent to close these up at the earliest possible opportunities. That makes the title cleaner and puts it out of his headache pile going forward.
Joanne, does that seem reasonable to you and your time?
Let me tell you what we've done in two other instances, which makes me think the signs need to go in sooner than the closing. Commissioners, if you remember at John Carroll Reserve, we required the developer to put the conservation restriction line signs in as he was just getting going with his site work so that potential buyers would absolutely know where that line was. So he put some temporary signs on posts out as prospective people were coming through so that there would be no question. And the other example of how this can go badly when you wait till the very end is Pingree Hill, where I can't tell you how many phone calls I've gotten from residents up there who had no idea there were wetland resources or buffer zone on their property, were surprised to see the site work people in their yards after closing, installing rows of boulders and signs on posts. That was extreme. And Joe, I don't expect that would happen here, but
That does sound extreme. I mean, we're talking about, I'm talking about, the last thing is the signs, the boulders would be there, the grass would be established, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know, but your potential buyers need to know, and whether your real estate agent discloses this to them or not is really out of our control.
Well,
So
I don't mean to
commissioners,
shock anybody, but sometimes you tell people something and they decide not to listen to you. I don't know if that's a shocking
yeah,
statement.
I know about that.
People a house, they-
And I think what we're getting at is that's what we're trying to prevent.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and again,
so
so I have,
before lots are being sold, we would like to have those
Yeah.
signs installed. So we
yeah,
got to figure out timing on that.
that's what I'm saying. And again, I'm here to listen. I'm not,
And what
This
we
is
can
what it
do, we
is.
can put a stopgap signs in there that are a little cruder and maybe more garish, if need be, just to get them up, so there's a public notice of sorts. And, prior to the certificate of compliance, then the signage just needs to be kind of per the specifications. So I think this is something that's Joe and I are both aware of at this point, your sensitivity to it, given some of the history of other projects. And I'm sure we can, like I said, do a temporary iteration on a stake and, in place of the finals, and then get an endorsement from Joanne just for replacement of the actual aluminum.
I mean, I don't care. Again, if Joanne was there, I would literally put the final one right there in front of her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's, I don't need to call a concrete truck for a pad or anything. It's
Right.
gonna be pretty straightforward. So again, it's whatever people think is the path of least resistance. That's all I'm asking for.
And I think all we're looking for is that we'd like something, be it at the road or either at the final location, prior to the lots being marketed.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I mean?
all right. Yeah. What I would probably wind up doing then it's probably once I pour a foundation, because then if I needed to measure off something, then I'd probably put them out around on that. So we can figure it out. This is not.
Right. Or
This is
as
not
you
right.
said, I mean, it could be garish and sitting out at the, at the road as it's coming in, just as you'd have a, your DEP file number sitting there, you'd have this thing that says, lot subject to, order of conditions, wetland order of conditions and such.
Well, and we had talked what seems like years ago now about making what I referred to as George's sign, that would be a yard sale type sign that would go on the street in front of one of these new houses, saying that, in addition to the DEP file number sign, which if you don't know what that is, you don't know what that is. But we had designed this other sign that said, this property is under an order of conditions with the Air Conservation Commission, which again, if you don't know what that is, you don't know what it is.
Well, I think,
But-
I think we're getting a little bit into crazy of maybe what other problems have happened, because not all these lots are really, again, some of these lots were only working within the 100-foot, and then there's a huge, boundary of woodland before we get to the 50. So they're like any other property owner in Ayer, where, you can't go do what you want all the time. So, I mean, it's just, and we're only talking about, the signs in certain places. So, I
Well,
think if we put the signs out in the back,
even the 50 to 100-foot buffer zone is regulated in Air as a resource area. So,
oh no, I understand that. But again, I have some lots where I'm only grading 20 feet in.
right.
So I don't need to, and putting signage in the front logistically and construction wise is just a bad idea, because it's going to get smoked.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
I absolutely hear you on that.
Yeah. But I have no problem just going out and putting the physical signs you want out in the woods,
Yeah,
where they gotta go, and then that's the end of it.
we're dealing, the commission is dealing with you on the construction of these lots. The commission gets to deal with these homeowners forever after you sell them. And so part of this is protecting the potential homeowners from the things that they don't know to ask, that they've been told but they don't hear. We're just trying to make it as clear as possible that when somebody buys one of these lots, it comes with extra responsibility and some limitations on what they can do. So the clearer we can make that, the more protected the resource and the buffer zones are going to be.
Yeah, I think Joe, we can probably do the yard sale type sign at the silt fence line for any individual lot when it's going to be marketed. And that way, at least as people are, if they can read, they can at least, otherwise there's limits to what you can pound into people's heads. And it really should be their conveyance's responsibility, but
Yeah, I mean,
we all seen what.
yeah, they gotta read
that doesn't happen.
documents, and there's gonna be boulders there. Like I said,
If they're intelligent enough to get a mortgage, hopefully they can start to grasp it.
Oh, you would be so surprised.
Well,
And Joe, I mean, again, I just want to reiterate what Joanne's getting at, and understanding how subdivisions are sold, right? People are buying, they're looking at a lot and say, yes, this looks beautiful, I'm buying that, put a house in there. That's how they're marketed. That's how I've seen them marketed. So, we have these lots available, go ahead and pick them. There's nothing there. It's a bunch of freaking trees. So we're looking to have the signs installed so that people are aware, because as she just said, we've got people coming back to us saying, oh my gosh, I didn't realize every, 5 feet from all my foundation is wetland. And that's what we've purchased. And I didn't realize it. It was not very well explained to me that no matter what I do on this property, planting a garden, putting in a small greenhouse, putting in a shed, everything has to be approved by the commission. So we're looking to have this done so it's done properly. We don't have the same issues, and we get the buyers with a proper understanding so that the order of conditions is complied with, and we don't have people trying to sue us later on. So That's what we'd like to see.
That's fine. So I'm just trying to, when we don't put the signs up, so. But I guess we're getting bogged down here. So moving, I guess, Brian, moving this thing along to eventual NOIs, what do you suggest?
I mean, we can do them in groups. I think, Joanne had suggested at one of our meetings, if we want to slot, 3, 4, 5 lots for a single meeting to deal with them on that basis, if that fits the commission and Joanne's schedule and workload and so forth. Is that, I don't think we need to, we don't have to take all 13 lots in one chunk. And they're not going to be built in that expeditiously, but we'd like to keep it rolling along. So if you feel comfortable with a number of, start with lot 1 and go lot 1 through 5 on next hearing schedule perhaps, or.
Well, how about lots 1, 2, and 3 for the next hearing? The next hearing, our next meeting agenda would then be full if we took lots 1, 2, and 3 on top of everything else we already have.
Then that's what we'll take, I think, Joe, right?
Yeah, however we can do it.
Yeah, and it'll be, I think, once we get through the first batch of, I think it'll become somewhat repetitive after that. Hopefully it'll be smoother and easier to proceed after those first couple. I mean, it's going to be a simple undertaking anyway, due to the nature of the project, but logistically, just the paperwork and so forth, once we get through the first batch, I think it should become a routine task, I hope, for the next couple of meetings.
And we're looking at notices of intent for every single one of these with separate plans for every single one.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, John. So
We don't want to have
one of the things
reference to one set of plans that gets lost. We want every homeowner to have this information in their hands.
Right.
Which should be a simple thing for the engineers to do, to make it so that there is.
They'll just extrapolate each lot separately. It's fine.
Yep.
For scale on that, is it would it be convenient to have these on, they're not that large when they're individualized? Is a tabloid plan more preferable, or do you want a full 10 scale? It'll be a 10 scale if we do a 24 by 36 for a single lot.
11 by 17 would be perfect.
Great, okay.
And if you could also have the engineer color it up so that the wetland resource area is blue and the 2 buffer zones are some other color.
Yep, we can do that.
It's the future homeowners that I'm thinking of here. And it's not the commission's mandate to be enforcing wetlands violations. Well, I suppose that is one of their mandates, but this is a more educational kind of commission. And so if you can start that process by educating your buyers about the resource area and their responsibility, and also let the real estate agent know. And, so if the realtor can have one of these plans in the marketing packet for each one of the lots, half the work is done.
Well, Joanne, I'll make it easy for you because I'm the one who sells these. So
Okay.
it's taken care of. So.
All right. Well, and so if that is the case, Joe, then we should work together to put together some kind of little information packet. That would be great. Because it is a beautiful piece of property, and the resource areas need to be protected. And we do that by educating the homeowners. So the other thing I would like to see, commissioners, is more signs, not on the lot that we're looking at, but a lot that has buffer zone on it. Let's see if we zoom out. I can
So we have lot 1, 2, 3 here. We don't have signage because of the remoteness of the yeah, this is the 100, this is the 50, but the work ceases at 70 or
Right,
thereabouts.
but that homeowner is gonna be the one who takes their leaves all the way back and dumps them in the resource area. Unless there's a sign right in the middle at the 50.
Mhm.
Do you agree, commissioners?
100%.
Well, they will.
That's fine. We can, wherever we're in the jurisdiction, we can put this sign at the 50.
Yeah, I think, well, because, you know, if somebody's gonna have the opportunity for a bigger yard, that means more grass clippings and more leaves and there's that nice wetland resource area. Let's put them there. Yeah, so that would be my recommendation, commissioners, is to ask for a sign at the 50 on all of the jurisdictional lots.
I think it sounds fine.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so as we said, we'll, lots 1, 2, and 3 will be indicative of how smoothly this will go.
Yeah. We'll use that as, bang any of the dents out, I hope, in this process, so that the rest are easily managed on our side and your side.
That would
By
be,
the time we get done with lot 3, we should have this all vetted pretty thoroughly, I think. At least the process.
If I count them out properly, it looks like we've got 3, 3, 3, and I would entertain doing 4 on the last one, Joanne, if you're okay with that.
yeah, by then I should be doing this with one hand tied behind my back, right?
Yeah, maybe we can have that assistant type these up beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have some staff anticipated?
We're trying.
Yeah.
We're hoping.
Yeah.
Are we done here?
Yeah, anything else?
All right, so Jess is really fabulous at capturing all the things that you all just talked about, and in the minutes, and it was a lot.
How'd you do, Jess?
Think I did okay.
The good news, it's also being recorded, so.
Yeah,
can-
so Brian and Joe, we could get the minutes over to you probably by the end of next week.
Yeah, I should have them done by the beginning of the week. I could send you just so you understand, it's a draft copy of the minutes. It won't be official until it's
Sure.
voted on. But
Sounds
we'll send you the draft so you can just see what we've recorded as well.
And the major points I have, just, and Jess can, tell me if I missed anything. We're talking about the yard sale type signs as an interim measure. We talked about separate plans for each lot at tabloid size scale. We want colored up with the wetlands in blue and the 50 and 100 foot in differential color. I usually use orange for the 100 and for the intermediate purple or something, but we'll let Ben decide that. And more signage at 50 foot on all of the lots, as well as the boulder notation that'll be 2 feet minimum diameter and 6 foot center. If you have other items in that, Jess, then certainly we'd be interested in hearing, but I hope I captured.
And that sounds pretty good. I'll know after I go back through this.
Yeah.
I think that sounds good.
And just to take one final look, Brian, could you zoom out so we could see where else the boulders are proposed?
Would it probably be better to tour? Give us a tour. Whoops, why does that keep getting? So we have boulders. These are the A&R lots. We have boulders on lot 1 and lot 2. We had skipped them on these lots because of the offset. We have boulders on, actually this isn't numbered here. I believe this is 14 or 15 and 16.
Was that 14, 15, and 16?
Yeah, this is 21, 9, I think that's 19, 18. This one really doesn't have, actually, this one's outside, or doesn't have any 50-foot on it, rather. So we have partial boulders here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots here, and then to the north side, we have 2 lots. So we have boulders indicated on 7 of the 13 lots that are subject.
Okay, commissioners, what do you think about that?
Yep, sounds good. The yard sale signs will be up prior to marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as we phrase it right, I think it's a good idea just to raise awareness. We don't want to spook potential buyers and think they're buying into some huge liability, but we do want to raise their awareness. Yeah, and I think there's a way of skinning that rabbit that we can come up with that makes it clear that this is a consideration, but it's not it's not a tremendous liability. It's not atypical at all in today's, all the dry sites are long gone. So
Yeah.
Brian, if you could go back down to the bottom to the other lots there, on that corner one that you said was just outside 50, I'd like to see a sign right at that corner though.
here,
Exactly.
Where's
Yep.
that? Oh,
uh,
what kind of sign, Mark, are you talking about?
Just our conservation sign, because essentially that's the 50, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, that's the 50. And that,
So, yeah,
yeah, that's just so close to where, a foot here or there. I just like to make sure that that property has a sign on that very corner.
yeah, we can certainly push these a little bit and put one right here that would
Right.
serve for that lot. That's
okay, between which 2 lots, just so I want to get this right in the minutes, which 2 lots is that between?
Let me see. I don't have that plan up. Sorry. Yeah. This is 21, right, Joe?
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just give me 26 seconds. Hold on.
Yep.
19. Yeah, probably 18. I'm thinking it's right between 17 and 19. I think.
I believe that you're right, but Joe can confirm that real quick.
Because 18 isn't part of our jurisdictional.
It is lot 17. Just that corner right there, that's 17. No,
Okay,
not that one. Move your.
No, this is 18. This is 17.
18. Yeah, 17 is to the left of it.
Yeah, this one's not jurisdictional. That's
Right.
18.
Yep.
17 is here.
17. Yep.
okay, then
Yeah.
what is it cornering to? What's the lot it's cornering to?
It's cornering to lot 19 and 16.
Okay,
Again, no problem. So again, maybe when we work our way around and we get to this lot and we have the zoom in of the lot plan of just that lot, then we can call out, a sign in that corner and things like that.
That'd be good.
No problem.
Well, what we're trying to do is just to make this thing easier for homeowners and us in the future.
That's no problem.
We appreciate it.
And as long as everybody, the homeowners play the right game, they're gonna love these properties. So they're gonna really enjoy it.
Yeah, we think so. So if we could just ask you to legally post the 1 through 3 on the next agenda, and I guess continue. Well, actually, no, because it's a single notice. No, because each single notices, they need to be managed
Yes.
from a
So,
posting standpoint. You know what to do, Joanne, but just
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to have 1 through 3 be
Yep,
legitimized for next meeting.
yep, 3 legal ads, a butter notification.
Well, haven't we notified everyone?
Well, so this
Hearing?
is, you did for the land clearing, grading, tree cutting for 0460. But I think where these are all individual, well, that's a good question. So the neighbors are going to get really irritated if
Yeah,
they
they're
receive,
probably already at that point. I think
yeah,
you
if
sent
they
them
receive
4.
The
13.
land, I would think the land clearing kind of notified them of everything.
Well, I'm gonna have to double check on that, and I'll get back to you guys early in the week when.
right.
We have to see what DEP would allow. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully they would allow to not have to do that.
right, or maybe we put in one ad, one more set of abutter notifications for all 13. We open all 13 at the next meeting and just continue the
We
one,
don't talk about.
yeah, something. Let me sort through that, and I'll get back to you.
I'll research too, because I thought our notification obligations were complied with, but it's been, a couple of weeks or several weeks, and I can research that too, Joanne, and I'll
Okay,
feed you
well-
whatever information I have.
Yeah, and we can compare notes.
Jen, how are we doing on time, Jen? I can't see you.
8:37, so we're okay.
Anything else? We ready to move on?
So what should we continue all 13 to the next meeting? Because we have to continue to a date certain.
Yeah,
And then at the next meeting, we can figure out more specifically what the next 3 batches get continued to.
Right, because this discussion we've been having was the discussion, not the public hearing, right?
Right. We haven't even opened the public hearing.
So we have, yeah.
All right.
So before we move on, is there anything else?
No, it sounds like we have a plan on how to proceed.
All right. Then we're done with that discussion. Our next item is the public hearing continued. 13 notices of intent. Do I need to list all these file numbers?
I think you could put just
Just the
do
lot
it by
numbers?
each
first and
lot.
last,
First and last, first.
I would do it just each, I would read each lot number, not the DEP numbers though.
Okay. Then we will continue 13 notice of intent, lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, lot 4, lot 5, lot 13, lot 14, lot 15, lot 16, lot 17, lot 19, lot 20, lot 21, until our next meeting, which will be October 28th. Is that right?
Yes,
October 28th.
And I would just specify with legal ads to be run for lots 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, legal ads to be run for lot 1, 2, and 3.
how about if required?
Yeah, I think we're gonna verify that because I
Yeah.
think that I feel like we have, because if we already had this meeting with all of these numbers, I think we
we
just
sent
need to verify
individual.
that.
We sent I think on your shared screen now, this is, lot 1, I pulled the file, we did basically the same information in each of the mailings, but, we had parcel 12, 13, and 14, but then we had one for lot 1, then we had one for lot 2, lot 3. So that I believe our notification has been duly made, and I thought our legal ad was also, but I don't have a tear sheet of that.
I know, and I don't have the file home with me, so
Yeah,
we'll
So
We'll hammer it out, but
We'll hammer it out, but I'm of the just feeling that we may have already done it.
yeah, and I've been yelled at by people for sending one green card to them and making them go to the post office. We've already sent 4 to these people plus all the planning board, so I can
Right.
see the hate mail or hate calls coming in if
Yep.
we
Yep.
saturate them.
Yeah, but the other side of the coin is if one person complains because they weren't notified, we have to start the process over again.
Yeah.
But we'll look into it one way or another. We'll make sure it's right.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. So we'll look into that stuff and move on.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you too.
I can stop share. And then
Next item, public hearing, notice of intent. 65 Westford Road. Are we opening that thing tonight?
Yeah, we're opening just to continue to the next meeting.
So we're going to continue. Okay. Motion to continue the public hearing notice of intent at 65 Westford Road, National Grid until October 28th.
So moved.
Sorry, second.
Okay, it was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. I mixed up the order that time.
Yeah.
It threw me off.
still, it's better you call names. Some boards, they just say, give your eyes, and then everybody's speaking over each other. It's,
Oh,
the
yeah.
way to do it is good. So,
Alrighty. So we have some conservation office updates.
We sure do. Oh, where to start? Where to start? So how about if I start at 27 Harvard Road, which is the old gas station that's now Teddy's Honey Hut across from the Alltown Fresh gas station.
Teddy's Honey Hut?
Teddy's Honey Hut, yes. It's a self-service honey store. Although I believe the building commissioner is sending a cease and desist. But I think we also need to send a notice of possible violation because I haven't been able to confirm that the stake that Ted Maxent pounded into the ground is in fact 100 feet away from that intermittent stream.
You just guessed, right?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know that we would do the violation if it isn't, we don't know for sure, but if we can confirm it, then a violation.
Yeah, there is no possible way to get through the poison ivy and prickers
Okay.
and drag a tape measure. And we don't have a delineation of that stream by a professional.
Well, it's tricky though, isn't it? If the work is outside our jurisdiction, they don't have to do a delineation.
No, but he cleared land, I think, closer than 100 feet to that stream. So I would propose to send him a letter of possible violation, not an enforcement order, but just requesting that he come see the commission and explain the situation and how it was he determined that that stake is 100 feet away from a stream that hasn't been delineated.
Okay.
How do you think about that?
Sounds good.
Makes sense.
How- Thumbs up. How will that get measured? If we can't get through, how are they gonna get through? Just hack their way through?
Well, you know, surveyors managed to get through. Cat. Um, I just think it's really above and beyond the call here for me to try to determine that when the burden is on the applicant, you know.
It just gets tricky though, if it's outside, then they don't have to be an applicant.
No,
That's all
but
I'm saying,
he
yeah.
needs to tell us that he has some way of knowing that he is outside. Not just by randomly pounding a stake in the ground.
Okay.
Yep, I'm okay with it.
All right, so I'll draft something and send it by you all and invite him to come to our next meeting.
Okay.
We're gonna have a busy next meeting.
Oh boy, are we ever.
Just to remind everybody, we only have one meeting in November, so.
Yeah.
As of
Yeah. So the beaver situation at Long Pond Dam, we have to make a decision about what to do. Donnell sent a letter to DPW, which was forwarded to us, saying that she's lived there 28 years and has never seen the situation that exists out there right now.
Just to clarify, this is because of a failed beaver deceiver.
Yep, the beavers plugged up the inlet to the beaver deceiver. And our beaver contractor says that once they learn how to do that, he can put a brand new beaver deceiver in right next to the existing one, and they'll do the same thing. And he hates having to trap beavers. But that is his recommendation, is that I hate the thought of it too. If we asked him to do it before November 1st, the Board of Health would have to write a permit for that, but beaver trapping season starts November 1st. I'm not sure we can really wait 2 weeks, although we haven't had much rain. I don't know.
took some pictures tonight of the flooding. What is there? Let's see. That's one shot from the Donnell's driveway. Then you move over. It continues, and you see a lot of trees caught in this now. And then it still continues further. So my concern, although I hate the idea of trapping and killing beavers, my concern is that we're going to lose a whole bunch of trees in that area if they continue being underwater. And there's some nice mature trees in there.
I don't think anyone wants to see them
Yeah.
trapped and killed, but we do hire these people for their expertise, and it sounds like it's, I guess, the way to go. What do y'all think about that?
Jen?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm not okay with it, but it doesn't seem like we have much of a choice, right? Like,
We don't envision the water really receding much. I would assume if nothing else, it's probably going to go up based on their continued activity. Is that safe to say?
It's,
Yeah,
you know,
because they're building the dam higher and higher.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So regardless of the rain we see, there's
Yeah.
always going to be continued runoff. So as they build the dam higher, the flooding will just get worse, no matter if we really actually do have rain. If we have rain, it will just be that much more worse. But
Right.
and the
so,
standing water is on a town easement road. You can't see it because it's under the water, but it's actually an easement road to that dam.
yeah, at the end of the day, like you said, sometimes there's just no other solution. So you just got to make sure that they haven't passed it down their lineage. They might have to get. Do they end up doing the whole beaver clan or what? What's a group of beavers called? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably, you know,
So
and there's probably some way to determine how many beaver families are living in a certain area by counting lodges, or I don't really know the details.
is it possible to get that information just before they move forward with it? Just how many beavers we're actually going to kill here?
Yeah, I can ask.
I'm not sure that's going to be a factor.
Maybe I just want to make myself feel worse. I don't know, but it would be good the information.
Yeah. If we wait for that information, and I hate this too.
Yeah.
If we wait for that information, that'll take us to our November 28th meeting or October 28th meeting.
Yeah, we don't necessarily have to wait, but I would like that information just for moving forward. I think it would be good to know how they make the deciding, like how long the traps are out and all that.
Do we get charged by the number of beavers, or how does that work?
Well, this all falls under the guarantee that we have from Mike. So I'll confirm that there's no additional charge
Okay.
for this, but that's my understanding.
Okay.
You know, he
Right.
guaranteed that the beaver deceiver would deceive the beavers, and the beavers deceived the deceiver. So that there is a guarantee. And let me just look back in my notes.
But once they outsmart us, we give up.
Yep. So Mike said because this happened within the maintenance plan, he will either refund double our maintenance fee or install a new pipe once the beavers are eliminated at no charge.
Okay.
So,
We're going down path B. We're taking the second option, then, is the idea here.
well, because we still need one, yeah.
Yes.
So we need to vote on this.
I think it would be a good idea.
Okay. Any other comments? The motion to approve the trapping of, I'm assuming, all the beavers in Long Pond.
Or say the necessary, whatever
Well-
that is deemed as necessary.
The minimum amount needed.
That's good.
Okay. Motion to approve the trapping of the minimum amount of beavers necessary in Long Pond in preparation for installing a new beaver deceiver. Any other wording?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously.
the one thing, Jen, that I've been telling myself is, okay, beavers, but then also the trees that are gonna get killed are also life forms, so that's where I'm making myself feel a little better.
Yeah, and you know, I eat meat. I'm a little bit hypocritical here, but it's a lot.
This is one time I'm really glad I don't have to vote. This is hard. All right, I'll call Mike tomorrow. Next, we had a resident call reporting what seemed to be unprotected work going on along the edge of Flanagan Pond at two locations. One location had an RDA from us that required erosion controls before a retaining wall could be replaced. This was 103 Oak Ridge Drive, or 105, one of those. So I got in touch with the property owner. He thought, the contractor was going to take care of it. He did call the contractor to put in some erosion controls. John and I went and looked at them and they were ineffective. So they have been reinstalled, and I inspected them again today, and all is right with the world. And then the same resident was questioning the work at Mary Walker's, whose house number I can't remember at all. There's no way that I can see behind Mary Walker's house, however, without a boat.
I can go take a look.
Yeah, you have a boat.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be good.
If y'all remember, that work was probably started 2 years ago. And they basically just dug some holes and put in a few posts and then stopped. And I hadn't realized there was any activity going on until the resident told us.
I think you could probably see it probably best with a set of binoculars, but I think you can see it from the water plant on the other side on Central Avenue.
You might be able to. Yeah, you might be able to. Yeah.
Along those same lines, did we ever get anything? I seem to see something going on Sandy Pond, like a house extension or work on a house there. I don't. Does anybody notice that?
Oh,
Where-
you're talking about the one that, I think, 25 Wright Road, they tore down an existing house and are putting in a new house.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, and that also had come before zoning board, but it was, I think Joanne talked, I saw when they were doing some of that pounding through ledge, and I'd called Joanne and she had Charlie Schultz go check, and they're outside of our buffer zone. And they had put up, and I think Joanne, you inspected, or Charlie did, they put up good erosion controls anyways?
Charlie did, yeah. Because again, this was visible from the water.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it from Sandy Pond Road as I drive by. I look over the pond, I could clearly see, chipboard or whatever being put up. And I'm like, it looks like it's right on top of the pond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All
It
right.
is back, but
Well, this is getting to be an issue running the office and keeping tabs on all of this stuff. I can either be, plowing through gazillions of notices of intent or inspecting properties, but we can't do both.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We did, in fact, receive copies of the conservation analysis for Stratton Hill today. We received them electronically yesterday. It's 90 pages long, so I asked if they would provide us hard copies. And those are sitting on the table in my office.
So we can pick those up at some point.
You could, yeah. Um,
Oh, or yeah, for a few of them you could bring on Tuesday we could get on, well, I'm gonna be in anyways, because I have to start doing minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, so along the lines of Stratton Hill, a man named John Andrews came in this afternoon with some amazing wildlife photos from his wildlife cameras up on Stratton Hill, and he's very, very concerned about the wildlife impacts of this proposed development. He's an attorney. He's a hunter, but he's also a wildlife lover, especially turtles.
So he's got cameras up there.
Yep.
Oh, is there an issue with, I don't know how admissible that is because it's private property.
Well, as Marion reminded me today, it's not posted against trespassing. So, North County Land Trust was supposed to meet with me on Monday about our conservation restriction work with them, but there was possibility I had been exposed to somebody with the virus, which thankfully turned out to be not the case. So they want to reschedule that for some time in the first part of November. We've been working on finalizing the sign design for the waterways project, and hey, don't do that. Cat scratching the chair. And I don't know, Mark and George, you think we're there? I think we're there.
I think so.
George, what do you think?
I think so.
They're lovely. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see if I can get Kim to lay out. She's been working on the Nonocoshis Brook sign because it's the longest name. And ironically, the shortest of our waterways names is Long Pond. That's kind of
Short
funny.
name, Long Pond.
Yeah. So I'll keep moving that along.
Joanne, did we ever get any info back from the DOT person? Did you happen to touch base with them about?
No, I haven't reached out to him again. But I did talk to my contact at the National Park Service, who's
Okay.
overseeing the Wild and Scenic River program. And she said that she's heard that other states' DOTs are ornery about this, and she was actually going to look into it because she seems to think that the National Park Service has some sway over departments of transportation. So I hope she's right.
Okay.
We're at 9:05, just heads up.
Yep, and we actually were asked to keep it under 3 hours, but we don't have to sign off right at 9 o'clock tonight.
We want to keep it shorter anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got 4 more here. The town is moving towards a software package called SmartGov, which is a permitting and enforcement software situation where we're going to be required to put all of our all our permits online somehow. I can't even imagine how this is going to happen, and it's being deployed in 2 weeks. So there's rounds of training and it will be interesting.
Mm.
The
John,
bulk-
maybe when you get hold of Robert, you could ask about the logistics of that, given we're
Yep.
underwater.
Is
Correct.
Robert hiring somebody to load everybody's permits for them?
No,
All the departments? Okay.
just seems
No.
unreasonable to do it fast.
When I'm understaffed, I always identify, all right, tell me what you don't want me to do then.
Yeah, that's what this is going to come down to. You know, I reread my actual job description the other day, and you know, if I were to do that work, it's still too much work, plus all these other things that we you know, the CR situation with the new OSRD bylaw that had some unintended consequences for us. Yeah. Balch Pond Dam flashboard season is upon us, so I'm gonna try talking with the fire chief, and Robert said he would help make sure that actually happened this winter. It did not happen last winter. But they really do need to come out, especially if we're going to be releasing some water from Long Pond. It's got to be somewhere for all that water to go. And then the last thing I have, the contractor for the National Grid project that's been continued to our next meeting asked if there was any possible way that the commission would consider doing a site walk. Since the public hearing has been opened, I told her we do these things on Tuesdays. She could have somebody meet us there, not the 19th, but whatever the following Tuesday is, late in the afternoon. And they're also going to have to work through the planning board process, so we're not necessarily holding them up if we don't do the site walk ahead of time. So I told her I would ask you all to see what your thought on the matter was.
Would that be the 26th?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What do y'all think?
Well,
I'm not available.
Okay. How about you, Jen?
Yeah, I can make the 26th.
Jess?
I can make it.
Yep, I think so too.
Mark? Oh, Mark, you can't do that one, right?
I don't know, can I? From a schedule perspective, I could do it. I don't know. Should I? What do people think?
I think it'd be fine to come
I
on.
don't think we-
I mean, at the end of the day, I could do the sidewalk. I don't have to do it. When we come to voting, I can recuse then, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it'd be helpful to have you there.
And if I haven't said to all of you, please read this notice of intent. It is a thing of beauty. And the stormwater report till it gets bogged down in the calculations. the stormwater report is really interesting because it goes into more detail about the other parts of the project that aren't necessarily jurisdictional to us. But it's a beautiful document.
So Joanne, you'll have to find out what time on the 26th and then where we should meet and
Yep.
park.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say if we can shoot for that 4:45 starting time again would be great.
Okay.
Remembering folks that that'll be the last Tuesday before we turn the clocks back.
Yep, here we go. Well, that's great. I think they'll be very appreciative, and I think it will help us actually understand the project now that we have to see their plans in this format.
Just so they make sure that when we actually have the hearing on the 28th, that they present it as if it's the first time it's presented, because anybody watching would need to know from the get-go.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all I've got.
Anything from commissioners?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn?
Just quickly, just looking at the inspection reports, Joanne,
Yeah.
the one for Ayer solar too.
Yep.
The repaired section of straw bales. I guess
Yeah.
I'm kind of questioning, did they buy like unbundled straw?
No,
It looks like horrible.
They actually bought the hay bales from the Eliades farm practically across the street. And what happened was the erosion control and turtle exclusion silt fence and hay bale combo across the intermittent stream
Mhm.
blew out. The hay bale just blew out in that last big rain that we had. So the erosion control specialist, environmental monitor person, and the contractor and I kind of devised a multi hay bale velocity reduction system. Very low impact. And then of course we haven't had much rain since. We did get an email from Mark Wetzel this morning that I didn't have time to forward to you all. He's very concerned because the tree clearing is blocking a sewer easement on the property.
Yeah, where they have the road kind of going through there.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where the sewer easement is. Mark was at the pre-construction meeting for this project, and so he's been in touch with the owner, Rohit, and we can talk about this some more after you've seen the email.
Okay.
And then quickly, just last thing, is anybody planning to do the MACC conference? Any of the virtuals at all or anything? Just curious.
Not this year.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a couple of them that are just during the week.
Yeah, I need 2 more fundamentals, but they're not offered, so.
Ugh.
All right, that's all I got, John. Thanks.
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are adjourned.